women, at the end of the day, I think all women, I could be wrong. Well, I ain't gonna say all women, but most women. I think most women like a man's man. I think most women like men who are aggressive, not necessarily domineering, but aggressive, who are hunters, who are man's man. And I see a lot of these dudes today, they got money, but they got women type ways. They got ways like women. Some of them even dress like women. They dance like women. Some of them talk like women. They look like women. So that underscores the point that you were making.
See, it's a weird dynamic with a woman, and this is why I understand why men can't figure out what women want. I totally understand why men are confused about what women want, because women actually play both sides of the fence on what they want. Women actually have a delusion in their mind. They really are delusional. So, women actually like aggression. They do. That is from a biological point of view of an alpha male. See, an alpha male and an alpha man are two different things.
Exactly.
Okay. So an alpha male, we're talking about on an animalistic level, okay, how he can dominate other males physically. When we start talking about a man, we're talking about somebody who has mental control. Women don't like alpha men. They like alpha males. And the reason why women don't like alpha men is because alpha men have self-discipline.
All right, so for the viewers who don't understand what she's trying to say there's a difference between an alpha male and an alpha man. So basically, an alpha male is someone that succumbs to his nature. You know how guys, we have high testosterone. We see a beautiful girl, it's like, oh, I want to get with that. Oh, I want to sleep with that. I want to talk to that. That's an alpha male because he is succumbing to his natural desires. An alpha man is a guy that has mental, has mental control, has the mental capabilities to be like, you know what? I don't want to be with this woman. Or I've got a wife. I'm not going to cheat on my woman. So basically a man that has self-control over his own nature. Let's get back into the video.
They have self-discipline and sexual control where they can't be easily manipulated by women. Women like weak men. Women like sexually weak men because the only power that a lot of women have over a man is sex. And if she can't get you to fall for her sex, she's going to get mad. Women don't like to be rejected. They don't. So coming up against an alpha male alpha man who's not going to be easily manipulated or dominated, that woman's not going to really deal with him. She will go to a alpha male who is sexually domineering, right? Because she likes to get smutted out, but she won't deal with a simp to get her way because she wants somebody that's going to give him. But the alpha male is going to use her. He's going to drain her, but she's addicted to that thrill for him, right? She'll deal with an alpha man too if she feels like he's taking care of her, but ultimately she ends up dealing with a pimp in that regard, because pimps have self-control, a lot of them, right? Because that's the only way that you can run a pimp game and be a high-level pimp is if you have self-control. So she'll gravitate to that type of guy. She'll gravitate to a more feminized man just so she can manipulate him and get her way, and she'll cheat with an alpha male. So this is the reason why a lot of men cannot understand what women want, because women don't know what they want. They gravitate to anything based on their emotions for the moment and their needs for that moment.
Facts. Have you noticed recently, or over the past couple of years, you hear a lot of women saying, oh, there's no men in this world. Oh, I want a man that can do this, that can lead. But when they do get those kind of guys, it's difficult for them to accept leadership, because you have to learn to be a woman. You don't naturally become a woman. The same way you have to train yourself to be a man. You don't just naturally become a man. These women, since they were kids, have been taught in a certain type of way. A lot of them had no man in their life, had no woman in their life. Do you get me? They did not come from a 2-parent household. They do not know how to act like women. Same for a lot of men. A lot of men were raised by single mothers, so they do not know how to be a man, because a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. The same way a man cannot teach a woman how to be a woman. You need a woman to teach you how to be a woman, and you need a man to teach you how to be a man. So when these women who have no training or have not been taught how to be a woman meet a man of substance, a man that wants to lead, a man that knows what he's doing, they rebuttal. You know, it sounds great. Oh my gosh, I want a man that does this, I want a man that leads. But realistically, when you do get that person, you don't even know how to react because you've never had that. Do you get what I'm trying to say, guys? So a lot of these women think they want something, but once they get it, they realize, yo, you know what? I can't handle this.
I know what women want. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the few men in the world that know what women want.
What's that?
Everything.
It's the truth. They want it all, which is the reason why sales and marketing campaigns typically gravitate to promote that you can have it all. If you got to sell a marketing campaign, because marketing is based on what people respond to, it's really based on the human nature, responses by human natures and psychology. So they do a lot of psychological work to see what people will respond to. And what they found out is that women are greedy and they want to be the center of the universe. So we're going to market this to you to say that women can have it all. If you are about having it all, that shows how narcissistic you are. And there's no such thing as having it all, because you have to make compromises. You have to give up something to get something. You can't go left and right at the same time. So to market to somebody that they can have it all also tells them you can have your cake and eat it too. And women are doing everything in their power to find out how they can have their cake and eat it too. And so what I tell women, I say, you really want a woman in a man's body. So to be honest, since that's what you're looking for, what you need to do is just get you a trans man. But that's too much like right, ain't it? I mean, it's the truth though.
Yeah. What does a traditional family nucleus reimagined look like to you?
Okay. So if we want a functioning society, the truth about it is it takes a village to raise a child. And why does it take the village? Which means that you need an extended family unit, not a nuclear family unit. Because see, a nuclear family unit creates a really dangerous dynamic for everybody, including the children, right? Extended family, you have the uncles, grandmothers, aunts, all of that really connected, which creates the village. Because after a certain age, the child begins to stop listening to the parents. They might take advice from other people, aunts, friends, and everything, but they won't listen to you. This is a natural rebellion process in child development, right? We understand that really the honest thing is the safest way and the most productive way for a man is to be working outside of the house, even if he's gone for extended periods of time, whether it be through the military, deployment, or truck driving. The male should be outside of the house because it's more conducive to his nature. But if there's a nuclear family set up, what ends up happening? If he's gone, the children are all on top of the mother, right, with no other line of support for her. So this runs her down, because humans, we only have enough energy to expend. Well, if you leave a boy with a mother, there's a whole host of issues that can result from that male not being under a natural male dominance hierarchy. But
Yo, I've never thought of it that way. She is actually making sense, because obviously the nuclear family is the mom, the father, and the children. If the father has to leave to go do business, obviously depending on what work you do, and you have to be gone for a predominantly long period of time, that leaves just the mother by herself with the kids. And if these kids are mainly males, boys, there's only so much the mother can do. That means the children now go to seek advice, support from outside of the family. And that's a very dangerous thing, because naturally boys are going to be rebellious. Do you get me? When they realize their father is not around and they don't have that dominant presence to tell them, yo, don't do this, don't do that, they are gonna start seeking other advice, other things from outside of the family, which means they can learn different type of shit. Yeah, I think I understand what she's trying to say.
Being disconnected from that, and by him being too connected to his mother can cause another whole host of problems psychologically for the male that will impede his development on the outside. How do you fix this problem, as opposed to sending them off, giving the mother a break by sending them to a public school or something? How do you combat that? Extended family and community support. Well, the problem is we live in an individualistic society now where everybody is an individual. You don't say nothing to my child, that's my son. You don't say nothing. Well, guess what? When we were growing up, on the whole block, everybody knew everybody. It was like we was family with our next door neighbors. So if one goes out, Sarah know what you're doing, Miss Jane know what you're doing, and everybody's got their eyes on you. So you can't hide and get away with nothing, because they gonna call your mom and everybody's going to hold you accountable. With individuals now disconnected from each other, people just look, that ain't my child, and they turn their back. So when the child leaves the house, they know that they got free reign to do whatever they want, because nobody in the community is gonna hold them accountable.
It's like when I was a kid, there's certain things that I wouldn't do when I was outside of the house, because I knew my mother knew this person, that person, this person. So basically, wherever you were around the community, they basically knew who you were. So you would act in a way that would not get you in trouble, because you know they're going to report it to your parents if you did anything crazy. So I understand what she's saying. Right now we live in a very individualistic society where people want to do things on their own, which is really detrimental. That's why we need to learn not to do things by ourselves, but make sure we have a community of people that can help us. But yeah, this is the end of the video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Stay blessed.
Peace.